Emily Elizabeth Dickinson, but I don't use my middle name anymore, since I became a poet. The soul selects its own society, then shuts the door. These select words crystallize much of their author, Emily Dickinson's life. Though one of the most well-known poets, Dickinson spent much of her life as a recluse. But what caused her to close the door? Discover the inner workings of the woman of words in The Belle of Amherst by William Lewes. Here in Amherst, I'm known as Squire Edward Dickinson's half-cracked daughter. Well, I am. I haven't left my father's house to any town or grounds. Why, I haven't left the house in years. The soul selects its own society, then shuts the door. Why should I have to socialize with village gossips? Oh, I hear one of them coming now. Henrietta Sweetster. They come to the door, bearing gifts, craning their neck around my sister Vinnie's shoulder, trying to get a peek inside, to get a peek of me. So I like to give them something to look at. I dress in white all year round, even in winter. Bridal white, they call it. Disappointed in love. Oh. I'm intense about relationships. My love frightens people and it scares me, but it's my duty to love. It's dangerous to love as I do. You know, my father, he never said I love you in his entire life. He never kissed us goodnight. But that's all right. He was just a very austere man, so immovable. He never even read my poetry. But never mind that. Do you read the Atlantic Monthly? The April issue, 1862. An article appeared. "Charge your style with life," said the author, Thomas Wentworth Higginson. This is what I'd been waiting for, you see. I spent days trying to pick out just the right poems. Ooh, what about... No, that's not quite right. Maybe... No, too short. Wait, I have it. Safe in their alabaster chambers, untouched by morning and untouched by noon, sleep the meek members of the resurrection, rafter of satin and roof of stone. That's it. That's my fourth. I sent my letter to Professor Higginson, and he responded, just not in the way I had hoped. It was 8 years. 8 years of correspondence, 8 years of putting my hopes and my dreams on a shelf. And then suddenly, when I was 40, the unthinkable happened. Thomas Wentworth Higginson was coming to Amherst. Momentousness is ripening. Today's the day. Professor Higginson, how is dear Mrs. Higginson? No, that's not right. Enchanté, Colonel Higginson. How is sweet Mrs. Higginson? No. Oh, he's here. He's so tall and so imposing. Professor Higginson, how long are you going to stay? No, what I meant to say was, why is it taking you so long to come? Oh yes, I know, you've been very busy, and then you were away at the war. I can't grasp war. It's so oblique to me. But never mind that. As to the real reason for your visit, I have here the first 4 poems you sent me, and then these here, these are the last 4. And, oh, I have a very special one, a new one I just wrote. Uncontrolled? No, you don't understand. Bad rhymes? But surely a publisher would... Yes, I still write poetry, but not as much as I used to. There are so few listeners, and those of you who should be the best listeners, like Professor Higginson, are deaf. I still send him poetry, but always from his polite replies, I feel they get shoved somewhere deep in one of his desk drawers, unread, unopened. I look at my poems as if they were undelivered letters, lost in transit. But still, when I see a tall, pale snowstorm stalking across the meadows and bowing at my window, I feel I must translate these feelings into poetry. And I can make a balloon out of a dandelion, but my fields are gone. It was 8 Saturday noons ago. I was baking my black cake when a great darkness came over me, and I knew no more until late night. I awoke to find a strange physician, a Dr. Bigelow. He was bending over me. He thought I died or was dying. I'd fainted, and for the first time in my life lain unconscious. That night, I told Vinny that when I die, I want to be carried in a small white coffin out the back door of the homestead and through Father's bar and through my gardens, out past the flowering meadows of Amherst. And for my requiem, that phraseless melody the wind does. Oh, it's 6 o'clock. You know, our visit was much easier than I thought it'd be. But one more thing before I go. This is my letter to the world, which never wrote to me, because of her sweet countrymen judged tenderly of me. My name is Emily Elizabeth Dickinson, but I don't use my middle name.